What's up, everybody? Craig Powell from GeekWishLists.com. I'm here today to talk about Ready Player One. So, if you haven't seen, which is probably surprising, we're in a movie, Ready Player One movie. For people that have been fans of the book, this is obviously something that they knew was coming for a little while. I was a fan of the book, introduced to it in 2012 by a friend who recommended it highly. I read it, I fell in love with it. I have reread it several times. I've listened to the audiobook adaptation with Will Wheaton. I really enjoy it. I've been both excited and nervous, honestly, for the movie. It felt like it took forever to get anything about it, aside from a little bit of news here and there. You know, whenever I first read the book, I always thought, man, this would be awesome if they made it into a movie, but how in the world would they be able to do that with all of the different properties, the licensing, and everything that would have to be done in order to make that story translate over to the screen? When it was announced that Steven Spielberg was the one doing it, of course, I felt like if anybody could do it, the great Steven Spielberg probably could. Somebody who has the kind of connections and influence to be able to possibly pull that off. Again, it felt like forever before we got actual trailers, and now over the course of the last month or two, it seems like we've gotten several now as we build up like movies do. You know, we're building up to that release, which is coming now in March. So, I am excited still. I do think that I'm a little bit nervous, though, also, because while I've been mostly pleased with how the trailers have looked, it's clear that they are making some changes, as they maybe have to for some of the properties that are in there. They tend to be focusing quite heavily on Iron Giant, a little bit more, who was not in the book before, so clearly that's a good indication that they've swapped that out for recognizable things that kind of fit the same mold but aren't exactly what was used in the book. You know, in this particular instance with Iron Giant, of course, that movie coming out in the 90s, technically doesn't fit sort of the vein of what was written into the book, with it focusing mostly on the 80s culture, although there were some other properties brought in that maybe skewed into the 90s. So I'm not so mad about it. It's just, again, I don't know to what extent they're going to swap that out. Obviously, too, in some of the trailers we've seen, like with some of the battle scenes, you've just got dozens and dozens and dozens, hundreds probably, of characters that are there at the background. It's hard to make it out in a short trailer, all the different ones, but even there I also see where they're swapping out, like with video game characters, that skew way more modern than what would have been mentioned in the book. So, a little bit nervous, but overall I'm excited. Even more excited because now I've started to see some of the collectibles that are coming out for it. So then, just as being a fan of the book, it's cool that we're getting collectibles. You know, there's some really great things coming out now. We've got an article that you probably would love on our website. We'll make sure and share a link in the show notes here down below, so you can click on that link to see the Ready Player One collectibles that you can buy now to get ready for the movie when it comes out. But what do you think? What do you guys think of the trailers? Are you excited for it? Are you nervous? Were you a fan of the book? Let us know, down in the comments what you think of that. And whenever the movie comes out, we will most definitely be doing a review of that movie to see how the great book translates in Steven Spielberg's vision on the screen. Thank you guys for taking the time to watch, and make sure you check out GeekWishList.com for more information about products, news, and other exciting things that you can geek out about. We'll see you again next time.